This guy had one job, just one job: protect the life of your client, protect the life of Charlie Kirk. And now, because he failed to do that one job, he's left with no client, but plenty of excuses.
I spent thousands of dollars on drones last year. If the area lies in the Provo, Utah airspace, I can't fly it. We can't break the rules. I can't go in and break the rules. I can't go in and break the law. I can't make my guys break the law. Table the drones, which would have been awesome. Absolutely. I believe in them, but I can't break the law to do it. The drones would have been awesome, but I can't break the law.
A lot of you requested that I continue picking apart this video by Sean Ryan, where he's interviewing Brian Harpole in this groundbreaking evidence from Charlie Kirk's head of security video. And I want to show you a clear lie that I believe CIA asset, which is pretty close to a Mossad asset, Sean Ryan should have detected almost immediately. And it has to do with the airspace over UVU and drone operations. Check this lie out.
Initially, I spent thousands of dollars on drones last year and got the guy's license. But if the area lies in the Provo, Utah airspace, I can't fly it. That's a 107B. We can't break the rules, right? And then you had
Notice he said Provo, Utah airspace.
Secondary restrictions, probably due to heavy foot, break the rules, right? And then you had secondary restrictions, probably due to heavy foot traffic for the school. But I can't go in and break the rules. There's laws for a reason. And so now the school could have flown drones, the PD, but they didn't have them, right? But Orem PD has a drone unit active and professional, and that police department, I will tell you right now, is awesome. They get it. They were there. They helped both on the soft side and the hard side. And so I started asking questions like, "Do you guys have a drone unit?" Yeah, good. Do you have an MOU or a mutual aid agreement with the school? And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Did they call you and ask for assistance?" No. I'm like, why wouldn't you call? And then, so, that's one. So just, I can't go in and break the law. I can't make my guys break the law. I can't go in and do something that would jeopardize their
career. Do you have any idea why they would say no? I mean, was this malicious? Was this being malicious towards?
I don't know.
Wrong question, Sean. You should have said, break the law. What law specifically would you have broken? Could you, as a security agency, as an independent security agency for a high-profile person like Charlie Kirk, could you have requested some kind of drone flyover clearance for UVU? Because it's not like they were near the Provo airport or anything. There are flight restrictions for that. And there are even flight restrictions in place over UVU, but not the kind of restrictions that you would think. Let me show you. I'm going to show you a comment under this video from a reported drone operator. But I want to go over this, and then I want to go over the actual law that Brian lied about. Commercial drone pilot here. Just looked up the airspace zoning regulations relative to the campuses. I knew at the time of the shooting it was not, but just re-verified. In other words, there wasn't the restriction that you thought there was. He lied about the drone airspace restriction. The shooting of Charlie Kirk happened at UVU, but on their Orem campus, not at the Provo Airport campus. That means the shot did not come from a campus that's inside the Provo Airport's Class D airspace. And that's kind of what Brian was insinuating there. He did not even need clearance or to notify the FAA of the airspace he would have been flying in. That's true. He would not have needed clearance from the FAA, but he would have needed clearance from somebody else, which he would have easily gotten. All he had to do is ask, and Brian knows he could have asked. Says he did not even need clearance or to notify the FAA of the airspace he would have been flying in, and was in no way restricted from flight as far as FAA regulations are concerned. That is true. If he lied about that and got that wrong, what else is there that he's lying about? Let me just show you this. This is a simple query from any AI or Google or wherever you get your information from. I just said, is the airspace over UVU regulated in any way? And they say, yes, the airspace over Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah is regulated, but there's a caveat to that. The airspace over the main UVU campus in Orem is typically Class E, controlled airspace starting at 700 feet or 1,200 feet above ground level, depending on the location, or Class G, uncontrolled at the surface, transitioning to Class E above. This is standard for areas outside airport surface-based controlled airspace and populated regions like Utah Valley. And then I asked specifically, so I can fly a drone over UVU, I just have to stay under a certain limit. And they say, no, it's not quite restricted. You generally cannot legally fly a drone over Utah Valley University's main campus in Orem just by staying under a certain limit. But the bottom line is this, and Brian Harpole knows this, or as a professional, he should know this. The bottom line is, yes, you can fly a drone recreationally under 400 feet in that general area, but not legally over UVU campus itself without getting explicit permission from UVU's risk management first. So in my estimation, and I'm not a professional, but I think I'm only left to conclude a couple things. Number one, either Brian was completely inept, and as a professional, he shouldn't have been, because the life of his client hangs in the balance on one question. Hey, UVU, can I just fly a drone over the area? And can we patrol the area while Charlie's at this event that's bringing a whole lot of people onto your campus for security purposes? We need drones in the air. Can I get clearance? You think anybody's going to say no? And even if they did say no, then you station men on the roof of this building, of that building, of that building over there. It's not like you're not getting paid a boatload of money by TPUSA as an independent contractor security agency. The second thing I'm left to conclude is that Brian is just sitting there lying. And he knows about airspace and restricted airspace and asking permission and what the ceiling levels and limits are. Listen closely to what he says again.
I spent thousands of dollars on drones last year and got the guy's license. But if the area lies in the Provo, Utah airspace, I can't.
And it didn't lie within the Provo, Utah airspace. And I think he's trying to deceive the audience into believing that he's talking about the Provo, Utah airport airspace, which it does not. The UVU campus at Orem does not lie within that airspace.
Can't fly it. That's a 107 Utah airspace. If the area lies in the Provo, Utah airspace, I can't fly it. That's a 107B. We can't break the rules, right? And then you had secondary restrictions, probably due to heavy foot traffic for the school. But I can't go in and break the rules.
I can't. My hands are tied. I can't break the rules. I couldn't be thorough. I couldn't do my job completely and thoroughly with drones, with people on top of the building. I couldn't check out I couldn't walk that 140 yards and scope out the area and find out, hey, where's some points at which, there's a weakness here. There's a security weakness here. I just couldn't do it. My hands were tied. I'd be breaking the law.
There's laws for a reason. And so now the school could have flown drones, the PD, but they didn't have them.
No, you don't go. Now, the school could have done it. The PD could have done it. Hey, I'm the chief of security for my company. I should have done it. That's what this guy should be saying. And then Sean Ryan asks this.
And do something that would jeopardize their
Do you have any idea why they would say no? I mean, was this malicious? Was this being malicious towards
I don't know
Charlie?
if no's the right one. I would say, did you ask? Did you ask this awesome PD that would probably help you in a heartbeat that you have an MOU with? Did you even ask them?
No. Hey, Brian, did you ask UVU if you could fly drones? No, actually, did you say, I need to fly drones over the area? Here's my limit. Here's how high I'm going to go. These are our purposes. I need authorization from you. They would have given it. And again, if they didn't, then there's always a plan B. Security teams always have a plan B, C, D.
And the answer was, from them, we didn't get asked. We didn't get asked. And then so...
Guess who else didn't get asked? UVU. Didn't get asked by who? Brian's security team.
So table the drones, which would have been awesome. Absolutely. I believe in them, but I can't break the law to do it. We're out there not only protecting them physically, but I have to protect the reputation of the client also. And that's a whole separate thing of protection. So the drones would have been awesome, but I can't break the law. They could have used them. They chose not to.
They chose not to. No, you chose not to. And you chose not to ask. You chose not to assert yourself. And this whole thing is your fault. The reason the drones weren't launched is because of you. You had the drones. You could have done it. You could have asked. You could have asserted yourself, but you didn't. And if Brian's lying about restrictions in airspace, what else is he lying about? There's a lot more in this video to pick apart. If you do want me to go through some more of it, I want to kind of compartmentalize it because there are so many lies, in my opinion, that were told, and there's so many excuses that were given. I think to make one long video, it just kind of gets lost in the sauce, and I don't want to do that. So let me know if you want to see more of these compartmentalized videos. This is crazy to me that a CIA asset, which is pretty much like a Mossad asset, is asking the security guy who should have protected Charlie these questions and not even really pushing back in any substantial way. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. If you want to help the channel further, grab a shirt, become a channel member. But more importantly, understand that the government is that psychopathic, parasitic, criminal cartel, this violent thieving gang that you were afraid would take over in the absence of government. I'll see you in the next video.